Okay. We are live. Dun, dun, dun. All right. You're muted. You know that,
Yes, I muted
yeah?
myself just in case YouTube
Oh,
started talking to me.
oh, right. That's true. That's true. Did it start talking?
No, I got it. I got it muted, so now I'm all good.
All
Hi,
right.
folks.
Aloha, everyone. Welcome to our check in. We can wait for some folks to join us. We got our 100 dayers in the chat. Everyone, congratulations on day 48. I'm here with our fearless leader, Jenny Selig, day 48. How are you feeling on day 48, Jenny?
Yeah, I feel good. I haven't done my day 48 post yet, but I'm feeling excited.
Okay. Um, you've been writing lots of originals. That's amazing. Like, how is that happening? Is it, are you just going with the flow of it? And
Yeah, a
you had
little
made it a
bit.
goal, right?
Yes, and I told myself I should have a new draft every 10 days. So that was kind of I didn't purposefully set the bar low. It just so happened that I've managed to do that pretty easily. So I'm just right now I'm just kind of like not pushing it on days I don't feel like working on a draft, but I am trying to kind of keep myself in the writing mindset every day. They say in the books I'm reading, they say to make it a practice. So it fits in nicely with the 100-day project, like to write a little bit every day, even if it's
Mm-hmm.
not really a draft. So that helps because even on the days when I work on something else on the instrument, I'm still thinking about writing.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like when you're in that flow of it, uh, the words and melodies are just kind of mixing around in your brain and reassembling themselves, I feel like. So good.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Let's hear from everyone in the chat. How are we feeling? Day 48. We have folks from all around the world. Thank you to our European, UK, Europe friends. I know it's late for you, so thanks for tuning in. I see Ken in the chat. Ken just shared a really cool video that he made with his physical therapist. Ken can talk a little bit about that. I don't know, Jenny, if you want to mention anything about it. You might know more than I
Yeah.
do. Uh-huh.
Well, I watched it and I thought it's a really great intro to kind of like some exercises that you can do if you're having some pain or hand or arm or wrist stress with playing your instrument. It was helpful. I thought that Ken was right there, to sort of talk about his experience as a player, and then the physical therapist would respond with some examples of different stretches that people could do. And for what I understand from the video and from Ken is that this could just be like the first in a little series, which would be really fun to see some other. I know some people sending questions to Ken, so he may be able to get some of those answered and do another video or two. And it's only 10 minutes long, so I thought it was like a perfect sort of length for introducing the topic, and then hopefully there'll be more. Thanks, Ken, for doing that.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you, Ken. It definitely uh, has been a question in the group and amongst all players, right? After a while, there is a repetitive stress or just developing, maybe bad habits. And it's good to be mindful of how we can fix those posture and hand position problems before they get too bad. Um, yeah, if anyone has more questions about that, you can put them in the chat or post them to Ken. Um, yeah, thank you so much, Ken, for taking the initiative to do that. Really excited. I'm excited to watch it myself, so that'll be cool. Yeah. Uh, yeah, anything else about day 48? Everyone's just saying that it feels good.
Well, I was telling you, Cynthia, that I was counting through how many people we've got going, and it's at least 150 in the high 40s right now, which is
Mhm.
awesome. And then there are more who are going at different paces. So like we've got a lot of people this year who are still strumming on day 48, which is awesome.
This year really feels a lot. I think it's a matter of how we've framed the project, but also I think a personal framing of the project. It feels easier to get through this year. It feels like these 48 days have really flown by, and that I actually can see the finish line. which will be first time for me. But for Jenny, it's the 5th year, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, I think a lot of folks, well, any of the folks who were watching who let us know how you feel if it's your first year, and then also let us know how you're feeling if it's, a successive year. There's a lot, there's a lot to figure out about the project in the first year, and I think the second and third year, fourth and fifth year, for some folks, you really get more of a chance to carve out what it is you want to work on and how you can achieve it. And even for me, who I do some sort of creative practice every day, this kind of kind of mental scheduling, if that makes sense, about the 100 days has really changed for me this year. That some days if I know I don't have time or have very little time, I kind of can figure something out that will be a short post and still feel good about it, instead of feeling like, oh, but when am I going to find that time, and then just giving up. So I feel better about my own kind of mental scheduling for this year.
Yeah. I'm seeing comments in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
People feeling more relaxed, people feeling more prepared this year. People wishing they could watch all the videos. Yeah, that's impossible to do at this point. So I wish I could watch all the videos too, but feel free to let that go. You're only going to get to as many as you get to.
Uh-huh.
People saying time's going fast or noticing that they've grown a lot. Yeah, putting less pressure, Dory says, so it feels more sustainable and less stressful. Yeah, this is great.
Yeah. Yeah. Is it more that this year we've kind of pushed the message of stop being so hard on yourself versus other years, or that we as a group have kind of decided that that less pressure is okay, especially when we're in this kind of closed and very encouraging and supportive group, that we feel that there's more what's the word, comfort in sharing all aspects of our journey, right? It's not like public social media where a lot of people are editing to just only show the best stuff. A big part of sharing the journey is the fact that there are ups and downs. There are strums and chords that we struggle with, or even just days when we're just trying to manage what it is that we're trying to do, right? Then you have technical difficulties, you have life and scheduling difficulties, and you work through them and you pick up and start again the next day. I think last time I talked about a book about habits that I was reading called Atomic Habits. I mean, a lot of habits books talk about this, but missing one day is okay, right? You can pick up and start again the next day. Missing 2 days is the start of a bad habit. And then this applies to anything, not only ukulele or your creative habit, but anything, right? That, like, if you brush your teeth every day, right? If you miss one day and you're like, ooh, that maybe feels gross, but you try to get back to it as soon as possible. If you miss 2 days, then you're starting a trend for yourself. Yeah. So I thought that was impactful because there might be reasons to miss a day. And if you can come back, some people will do 2 posts in a day to make it up. But if you miss 2 days, then you start sliding. I've noticed this in my classes too, when I would have classes. If people missed 1 week, then actually they start increasing the chances of them missing the next week and then missing the next week. So it's it goes back just to the mantra that, your goal is to just show up. You don't have to present anything except, it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't even have to be much of anything. You just have to show up. So,
I like that.
yeah. Okay, so, first, well, Christina's not here, but it's Christina's birthday. Happy birthday, Christina!
Happy birthday, Christina.
Christina, our community manager, also one of the admins of our group here. She's actually a Facebook group, like, power admin or whatever that means. But basically, she is the admin of a lot of Facebook groups and understands and researches all of the, I guess, wisdom and experience around administrating a large group. So thank you so much to Christina for lending us all your wisdom. And we call her the hammer because she always knows how to lay down the rules and also be very kind and compassionate while she does it. and funny. And we love her daily one takes. Yeah. So happy birthday, Christina, when you see this later. So we're day 48 today, and we are almost at day 50. So some folks were asking, are we trying to do something all together for day 50? We don't have to all do the same thing. Some folks were interested in playing a song for peace. We talked about that last time. The war had just started. Yeah, there's always, I would say, probably multiple conflicts in the world that we want to send our peaceful vibes towards. But in the case of the major war right now that's kind of taken over our news cycle, if you are interested in playing a song for peace, then you can share that on day 50. Jenny wrote a song called No More War, and some of the folks in our 100 Days crew, both on Instagram and in our Facebook group, were interested in playing that. So that's awesome, Jenny. You have people covering your song already.
Yeah. It's fun. And thank you to Dee, who made a PDF of the chords. So if anybody needs that, it's in the files of the group.
Oh, great. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you can share a song and hashtag it playing for peace. Should we hashtag something else? Like Dave, I don't know. I guess you can choose your own hashtags, but playing for peace is probably good enough. And you can also choose to play whatever you like. As is the case with this entire project, you can always choose whatever it is that you like to play. Yeah. One other thing we can talk about is this year's 100 Days t-shirt. We made a t-shirt for last year, which neither of us are wearing today, but you have probably seen it a lot on the Facebook group and otherwise. It's in like the thumbnail for this check-in video. And Dory made a collage of it for our Facebook group, so you'll see all of us wearing it. It's it's nice to reward yourself with a t-shirt for completing the project, and we're not making it so that you have to complete 100 days to get the t-shirt. Everybody can still get the t-shirt. But we're starting to work on the design for the t-shirt, and last year's t-shirt was designed by Jenny's husband, Dan, who is a wonderful designer in New York, and he has agreed to design this year's shirt as well, so I'm very excited about that. So what I'll put, a poll I'll put out to the chat folks, and then we'll do a more formal poll in the Facebook group later. We're thinking of doing a more colorful shirt this year, like in terms of the actual shirt color.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So what kind of shirt colors might you be interested in? And you can just throw some out there, and, we'll see what sticks and what's available. Last year, we had white and purple and black, and we did a poll and everybody voted for black. And I love black shirts also, you know, they're just easy to wear. But then we made some sample purple ones, and Jenny was wearing one of the samples, and a lot of people were like, I want a purple shirt. So this year we might do a couple of colors, or just depending on, you know, feedback, we can see if we do multiple colors. I think we can always use another ukulele shirt to wear, or 3 or 10. Some folks are, Mary Jane says, I'm wearing my shirt today. Awesome. Yep. There was a mint green option last year. Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah. Okay. Purple, turquoise, aquamarine, heather gray. Could we get a V-neck? It depends on the design.
I cut my own V-neck last year. You can always cut a V-neck.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Oh, is that what happened? For some reason, or did I send you a V-neck?
No, I cut it.
Oh.
I took a risk.
Oh, are you like a master of cutting V-necks?
Not at all.
That's something you have to like watch a YouTube video on. I've had to watch some YouTube videos on that. Yeah. Cool. Will is saying, didn't someone design the image? Yeah, Jenny's husband. We mentioned that, yeah?
And it'll be a different image this year.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we'll make a new design for this year's 100 Days. Okay, good. That's good to get everyone's feedback. Yeah. Turquoise, red, heather gray. I'm a fan of the heather gray, you know. There's something about a heather gray shirt that just feels really comfy. I think maybe the fibers that go into making that heather gray are just softer. Okay, purple is still popular, so yeah. Can we have a hat? Ooh, like a cap? Like a baseball cap, or what kind of hat? Okay. A tie-dye shirt. That might be tough, but that would be cool. All right. Baseball cap. That would be cool. Yeah, I will see. We'll have to talk to Dan about like how we get the design baseball cap friendly. Yeah.
Right.
But I do wind up wearing more hats here since it's sunny, and I think some of you have seen my aloha hat with the floral under layer of the snapback, and it's pretty cool. Okay. Yeah, a hat with wiggly ears.
That's great.
A hat that can play the uke. Yeah.
I think people liked the stickers last year too.
Yeah, and the magnets.
That's right.
Yeah.
Dory posted recently about cases with stickers on them, and I was thinking it'd be fun to have a new one.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, well, everybody will be able to order. I like to keep it open to all. I think even if you didn't do the project, you can support the project, right, by wearing a 100 Days shirt. We'll do a pre-order, and if we do a pre-order, then it's more possible that we can do more variety of shirts, right? That like it's hard to pre-make a bunch of V-necks and not knowing who's going to buy them. But if we are able to offer a pre-order of V-necks, then we would only make V-necks for the people who pre-order, essentially. So that's I think it's possible that we can do that. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Um, all right. I don't know that we have a whole lot left to talk about, so um, let's just turn it over to the chat about what you see, what plans you have for the remaining 50 days. Um, we are going to talk, figure out on our creative side here what we can do for a group project for the end of the project. It would be nice to do some sort of group video, but I don't want to make any promises because it's a lot of editing effort to make a group video. But it would be wonderful to try. Also, if anybody is a group video editing expert, feel free to step up and share your skills, but aside from doing a group project, I know some folks are interested in doing more collabs, small group collabs, maybe trying new technical things. I'll use Leanne as an example. Leanne, who was our flash mob editor, she started getting into doing green screen. She started getting into doing more editing and collabs. Some more like fancy editing. I know some of you are already doing some cool video editing. And I mean, this is not pressure of any sort, but do you have some ideas that you want to try out in the next 50 days? Might you try writing an original song? How many of you out there are interested in songwriting? If there are enough people interested in songwriting, we might be able to do some sort of kind of short primer or short, like maybe like a simple prompt, like you take these 3 chords, take this melody, create a simple song idea. Yeah, so what collabs, tech, songwriting, what other types of explorations might you try in the next 50 days? And now that people are meeting up with others in real life a little bit more, that's something you could try. Maybe even connecting with a 100 Days person in real life, one that you didn't know before. So I'm gonna look at some of the chat messages here. Yeah. Any plans, Jenny, for the next 50 days?
For me?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I mean, I have been thinking about like what can I intersperse with my songwriting, and I think it'd be fun to do some more sort of technical stuff than I did in the first half of the challenge. So I might think about skills I want to work on and do some drills and things like that. But also I've just got it's been fun to kind of push myself into when I'm working on the writing into doing genres that I've never done before. So I want to look at some more jazz chords in my writing and see what I can do with that.
Some jazz chords?
Yeah.
Ah, cool. Yeah. Yeah, just take a given jazz song and then take different parts of it.
Yeah, well, the last couple of songs that I've written, it's been really fun to kind of I've been calling it a mentor song, where I don't try to copy the song and I don't necessarily emulate a lot of the aspects, but I'll either do like the structure of the song, or I'll boil down what the meaning of the song is and try to write around that theme, or, different ways of playing with songs that I like, or take a chord progression from a song I like. So those are fun ways to approach it for people who are just looking for ideas.
Yeah, that's great. Different people have originals that they're working on.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, setting up collabs, learning.
I've seen a lot of
green
people who
screen.
are also your patrons working on the most recent lessons too. There have been a lot of posts of those and songs, which is great.
That's cool. Yeah, that was pretty funny. Jenny missed that lesson yesterday, but we did the kind of bossa nova percussive tapping, and like the comments were hilarious. People were like basically like falling over in the comments, and everyone was enjoying it together. It was hilarious.
I love it when people post similar songs too. Sometimes people apologize for that, for posting a song someone else just posted, but I think it's always awesome to see different people share the same song because it's always a little bit different and it's fun to get inspired by how someone
Mhm.
else performed a song.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Right. Sometimes when I'm not sure what to do, I like check the 100 Days group. There's been a lot of inspiration there. Um, what was I saying? Val was saying something about me sharing a song about like world happiness. So that we can all participate in. We can try to work something like that out. That would be great. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
something like that would be fun for a day 75 or something like that too. If people wanted sort of another optional thing to do, like the playing for peace for day 50,
mhm.
there could be either another theme or everybody could, not everybody, but people who wanted to could do the same song, those sorts of things.
Yeah. And it doesn't have to be, something that, I decide or the admins or mods decide. It can be something that you start up and you can recruit some folks to join you, or you can just make it, your own mission and see how it catches on. Um, yeah. It's always good to make it easy for people, right? I think some of the folks who are best at collaborating, they basically set it up and then send it out to different people and saying, can you add something to this, right?
Mhm.
So if you are more technically inclined, or I would say, have more skills in ukulele skills that you can help set other people up for the collabs, then you can help walk people through that as well. And then a
And
shout out to like Tina and Ray, who've been sharing their different tips, um, and encouraging other people to share tips as well. So,
yeah.
yeah. Feel free to
If
ask
you're and if
people
you're
for
in the
help.
face,
Yeah.
sorry.
No, no, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, if you're in the Facebook group and you're not checking out the weekly chat posts, that would be a good place to go
Mm.
because sometimes these kinds of smaller projects that are sort of open to whoever wants to join in get started there because someone will say, hey, I'm going to do this. And then another person will chime in and say, oh, cool, I want to do that too. And I've seen some collabs come out of that and I've seen, different ideas. So that's a great place if you're not checking out those weekly chat threads, and they're always pinned up at the top under the post announcements in the Facebook group. That'd be a good place to look. I also saw a couple of questions about Instagram participants in the chat. So yes, if you're in the Instagram, we will post about the T-shirt. We will,
Mm-hmm.
last year we had the end of the year showcase and we posted about that on Instagram as well. So yeah, it's a little different experience being on Instagram or being on Facebook if you pick one or the other. But we'll try to include the Instagram folks on any big announcements.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'll always talk about it in 5 at 5 or on Patreon, and post it in my stories. We'll post it
Oh yeah,
on CL Uke Squad also.
yeah.
And
Yeah,
if you
Dory
just,
put that in the chat. If you aren't following CL Uke Squad and you're on Instagram, then follow that account.
yeah, if you're keeping up with the 100 Days Uke 2022 hashtag, you should see stuff about it or from somebody in the group who's doing it. Yeah. Um, let's see what people are continuing to work on. Yeah. Owen says, I have quite a bit of experience doing audio engineering and remote collabs. Oh, great.
Great.
Okay. Yeah. Um, you know, part of it is what I was about to say is like asking for help as well, right? If you see someone else doing something cool, right? Some technological thing that you're like, oh, I'd like to learn how to do that. Maybe ask and see how much help they can give. It's not required that you take the time to help, but maybe that person then wants to make a video about like, this is how I did this. This is how you can learn how to make a collab, or I know a lot of people are using the acapella app. um, I, I, I haven't had that much luck with the acapella app, but I'm also more nitpicky about how things line up, and um, yeah, when people ask me, put comments on like, teach us how to do this, like I might not get to it right away, but when I see the comments enough, then eventually I'm like, okay, now's the right time for me to teach this thing or to share this thing. But as anybody who's like shared behind the scenes knows, it takes a lot longer to create a behind the scenes video than it does to actually make the video, if that makes sense. Yeah, that like, showing how to make a collab takes a lot longer than actually just making the collab. So yeah, ask for help, and we'll encourage folks to share tips as they feel ready to share tips. Huh? And no pressure as well. That if you keep observing the group, getting inspired by people's videos, like the software that I've learned, or just the different apps that I've learned to use, has taken time for me to just figure out how to use. And that's another part of 100 Days, is that that as you use the software apps, whatever your recording gear more, the better you know your gear, the easier it is to use. And it's never about the quality of the gear. It really is more about your knowledge of the gear. Yeah. So take your time, get to know little things that you can do to edit. It doesn't have to be a collab with 8 people. Just do a collab with one person. Maybe it's a collab with someone you know pretty well to start, or someone you can meet up with in person, right? Make it that simple. But any new thing you do is going to take time to get to know, to figure out for yourself. So give yourself that time. Yeah. Okay. Jenny's got some New York City noise going on over there. That's okay. I remember what that was like. That's why when I lived in New York, I did all my recording in the middle of the night.
Right.
No, I literally would start at like 1 a.m. But that's New York City. Yeah. Kat has been inviting people to her house, or her retreat house for like a long time now.
Love it.
One day, Kat. Cool. Yeah. The Tiffany's. Our young children can work out the technical stuff better than we can. That might be true.
Yeah.
I
It
saw
took me to year 4 to do an a cappella collab. So
Yeah.
if people don't get to that their first or second or third year, I'm right with you.
Oh, totally. Yeah, I saw a New Yorker cartoon that was like a parent feeding a toddler, or I don't know if it's a baby or toddler. Basically, it's like, now that you're eating solids, I need you to help teach me this app. Yeah.
That's good.
So don't worry. Also, YouTube can teach you a lot of things if you need to learn how to use an app or software. You might have to watch a lot of YouTube videos to figure out what it is that works for you, but it's a good idea. You can take your time. Okay. All right. Yeah. Using iMovie for the video editing. Oh, yeah. Owen said I'm using Audacity for audio engineering and mixing. Yeah. Audacity's free and it's relatively easy to use. GarageBand is free if you're using a Mac. iMovie is free if you're using a Mac. And yeah. If there's any other specifics, feel free to put them in the chat. Let me think. Anything else for the remaining 50 days? I guess we'll do the next check-in in the beginning of May. That'll be already in the 70s maybe? Yeah. So I think by then we'll hopefully, the next check-in we'll be able to talk about, maybe have the beginnings of like Tshirt ordering or plans, and plans for our day 100. Yeah. Anything else? Yeah. Kat has a 5-acre vacation retreat. Okay, maybe next year we'll do a day 100 at Kat's. Kat, are you ready? There's going to be like 150 people. Or more, for that matter. Well,
Right.
how many people are going to make it to day 100? That's interesting.
Good
Yeah,
question.
but the fact that we still have, I mean, we have more than 150 people who are posting every day, but
Yeah.
there are about 150 people who are pretty much up to date. Yeah. And that's impressive. And yeah. And it's taken me, several years to get to that point. So so make sure you keep coming back. Yeah. Oh yeah, people were talking about the dueling banjos.
Right.
Yeah, that's a project. That's a perfect project to do with a collab, right? With another ukulele player. That you can record. One person can record the one part, and the other person can record the other part. I mean, lining up the timing might be a little bit hard. I guess if you already have a bass track, you just play over the bass track, or not bass as in at that the instrument, the bass, but if you have the song right already planned out, then one person can play one part and the other person can play the other part, and then you can edit it together. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Joan says, "Can I post day 1?" Of course. That would be amazing.
Yep.
Yeah. There's only one more First Friday. There is only one more First Friday. That is pretty nuts. Yeah, in May. Owen is saying it's only 30 people per acre. Okay. Well, if we don't visit cats, we could just have an event on your property, Cat, versus, the people have to stay there. People could just kind of gather for the day and then all go their separate ways. It would be fun to do something in person at some point. Yeah, where we all meet up and play something. I like that. Okay. Cool. Yeah, never too late for day 1. Yeah, how many people are going to keep going after day 100? I feel like why stop now? That would be very, it's going to feel
Gary
weird.
said he just hit his 720th day, so he kept going clearly after last year, which is awesome.
Who did?
Terry, one of
Oh.
moderator, Terry in the chat earlier today said he
What?
was on day 720.
Oh, he just kept going. Oh my goodness.
For
That's
you, Terry.
amazing. Oh, how cool. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. After day 100, yeah, there's always some people who are like, I can't let go yet. And then, regular life takes over and then you come back. All right. I think we'll wrap up there. Any last words, Jenny?
No.
Okay.
Keep on keeping on.
That's right. That's right. And look forward to seeing everybody's day 50. And yeah, we'll keep everybody posted. You make sure to check out the chat thread in the Facebook group. I think most everybody knows by now, but in the Facebook group, your posts are supposed to be your daily progress. And then if you have anything non-daily progress oriented to talk about, then put it in the chat thread, which is pinned at the top. And then people are sharing all kinds of fun stuff there. Jenny has regular jams, public Zoom jams. She posts them there. We have our open mic. Amanda and Vanessa, right, have been hosting an open mic. They'll post it there. Ken's video with the physical therapist was posted there. I think
Terry posts his group as well. I think it's called Triad. Is that right,
Mhm.
Terry? So that goes in the chat thread as well.
Okay. And people, yeah, posted about the dueling banjos and just whatever else is going on, um, that if you wanna chat with folks about ukulele adjacent or not real life adjacent topics, um, it's a friendly group of folks who enjoy um, sharing and supporting your journey. Oh, Terry's not a moderator here. I can make Terry a mod here. Yeah. How do I? Let me do that real fast. Add as moderator. All right. Okay. All right. Shall we wrap up there?
Great.
All right. Thank you, everyone. And we will see you on the other side of day 50. See you at the next First Friday check-in. And really, we'll see you tomorrow for day 49.
Some of you will see today who, like me, who have not posted yet.
That's right. Okay. So I will end the stream when
Folks.
I will see. Yeah. Thank you, everyone. Bye. It's always hard to end it with the timing here.